Welcome, race fans. Sunday night at the SIMPro Racing Lucas Oil Power Ride Midget Series. My name is Justin Rose. Now, alongside me tonight is going to be Brett Wheeler. JD Webbs, he's not with us tonight. He's at home recovering from a procedure. We are live at LaSalle, Illinois at the LaSalle Speedway here. Qualifying underway. Quick time qualifier is going to be Chris Bell taking quick time by over 1/10 of a second over Adam Elvey, I believe. So Chris Bell, another quick time qualifier for him. Outstanding field here we got tonight, folks. 25 to 26 drivers here, depending on some of these late entries can get in the server tonight. So we're actually going to be looking at possibly running a B main as well, along with our standard A feature tonight. So lots and lots of racing, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome in Brett. Brett, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, Justin. I must apologise in advance for my croaky little voice here tonight, but we had our grand final for our rugby last night. Obviously, it's equivalent to the NFL, so I was cheering a little bit last night, but nonetheless, mate, I'm here, and it's good to be back in the booth. So here at LaSalle Speedway, and this is a very fun track, obviously, to race these midget cars on. So we should see, all the heat races and all the A mains here, or the main events tonight. They are going to be one hell of a race.
I certainly believe so. I've had the pleasure with talking to the admin tonight, Bo Brunick. He says that the feature track is going to be outstanding here. You can see a lot of guys running top and bottom. The top's a little tough to run in the feature track, so once we get to the feature, look for a lot of 2 and 3 wide racing. And I want to take a moment, John, if you can bring up the points here. Just by showing up tonight, your admin, Bo Brunig, he's going to clinch the points championship. He's got 1,012 points and a 221-point lead over Gary McGuire. James Edens, he's in 3rd spot. He's 298 back of Bo. Chris Bell, he's 345 back in 4th spot. Rudy Kuhl, he rounds out your top 5. He's 430 points back. 6th is going to be Nick Cooper. He's 441 points back. Nick Ringo is 467 back. Kevin J. Holly is 537 points back. Our only points change this week is Chris Gerhardt. He shows up again after a long absence. He moves up to the 9th spot in points, 595 back. And Tyler Thomas, who actually won last night's Power Ride National Midget Race in real life, he's actually sitting 10th in points here at SIMPro. So we're at a lot of competition for spots, 3 through 10 going in here to the last few races of the season here. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, like you said, there's a few changes in there's only one real change with Chris Gerhardt, but he's been very consistent. It's Bo Bruning's certainly got this wrapped up, and he will be the points champion. So he's just going to obviously look to continue that points gap over Gary Maguire. But it's open to anyone. If someone doesn't show up and the guy underneath him shows up, it can really make this points chase very interesting when it comes down to the top 3, even top 5.
Most definitely, and now we're standing by quick time qualifier tonight. Christopher Bell. Chris, you did it by a large margin, running over a 10th faster than 2nd place. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I have my information wrong, folks. Brody Kostecki actually ended up topping Christopher Bell. My mistake there. I didn't catch that as the server was flipped over just immediately after I saw that, so my apologies.
Get that. Am I supposed to leave?
Brody Kostecki, this is Justin Rose now, ETV. Congratulations on your quick time here. My mistake actually calling out Chris Bell. Brody, how was your lap?
It was pretty decent. I mean, I screwed up a little bit in one. Just got on the cushion a little bit too high, but didn't affect me that much. But I was pretty hooked up tonight with OWO with 7 cars in the top 12. That's a pretty good accomplishment.
I must definitely say that. I was counting the standings there. There's 6 open wheel outlaws in the top 10 in qualifying, and it's just an amazing feat. You guys have certainly come a long way in a short time. And what's your thoughts on possibly beating Bell tonight?
Oh, who knows? Bell was involved in a car crash last night, so I don't know if he's affected or not. But he's a really good racer, and racing against him is going to be tough. I mean, he's very, very good at racecraft, so we'll see how we can end up here.
Most definitely. And Brody, certainly an exciting pass last week here on ETV Live for the win. You certainly feel like you got what it takes to win tonight here at LaSalle?
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said before, we were pretty hooked up with. I worked on the setup a little bit throughout the week, and with KJ Holly, and we're pretty good. So I mean, it's gonna be tough beating some of my teammates, but I guess we're gonna have to see what happens here because we're all pretty quick, you know.
Most definitely. Like I said, folks, 6 of the top 10 spots were taken all by Open Wheel Outlaws drivers. Brody, before we get you out of here, I know you got some sponsors to thank for your real racing and for your sim racing. Go ahead and give them a big shout out.
I'd like to thank Arco Plate and Alice International. I just got back from Las Vegas from doing a Mine Expo show with them. That was a great experience doing that with them. And all the guys here on Factor Boat Running for putting on such a great season. I missed half of it due to real life racing, but and OWO. I mean, we're running our theme skim pack tonight, so you'll see all of the cars around somewhere.
That was Brody Kostecki, quick time qualifier. Brody, good luck to you tonight. And Brett, how about that repeat performance from Brody here as we move forward into tonight's heat racing, taking last lap, last corner pass for the win, and moving on.
Yeah, I can tell you he was very excited last week. You know, so I poked him briefly, and he was very excited. You know, he's done a fantastic job to drive back from you know, position 9th in, I think, with about 10 laps to go. So you know, he had his head screwed on, and he drove back up, and you know, past the guys like you know, I think Gearhart was there, Cooper, Hartler, Bo Brunig, along with Bell, and also Adam Elby. So you know. That was one hell of a drive to come back from 9th in about 10 laps to take a last lap pass, and he's just continuing on this week by setting quick time, so expect the same, and watch for Brody Kostecki here from the Open Wheel Outlaws.
Most definitely. I gotta tell you, he is gotta be one of the best drivers I think I've seen come along that's new to the sim racing here at SimPro. I look for him to be just as strong as Chris Bell. Obviously, they're on the same team, but the sound has been given here. We're going to go heat racing here. Heat race number 1, and starting on the pole is going to be Nick Ringo in car number 3, and starting to the outside of him is going to be brother James Ringo.
I guarantee there'll be no brotherly love lost there. They'll be gunning hard for each other. Then you go back to position number 3, Adam Elby, and on the outside of him, his teammate and also quick qualifier is Brody Kostecki.
Start. I believe I thought I heard we're going to restart here just a second here. I see some cars missing from the grid as we get ready to put them back on the grid here. So I believe we're actually going to have about 7 guys and about 4 heat races or so. So 6 or 7 drivers in each heat race. Not a bad field tonight, Brett.
Yeah, very, very classy field here tonight. Obviously, like you said, the top and the bottom line should come feature time as well. So as long as the guys can be patient enough and really work the bottom side or the top side, I'm sure you're going to see some 2, even 3 wide racing. So we may even get up to 4 wide. So as Adam Gawitzka just gets back into the serve, and I think that's who we're waiting on, and it is, and the going to flick it over right now. So I believe we were going to start position number 5 is going to be Adam Gawitzka, and Michael Sellers was going to start position number 6.
Riding shotgun on the field is going to be Kyle Gruber. 7 cars, 10 laps. Certainly some very, very lightning quick action from practice I've seen. So really, Brett, look for a lot of slide jobs and crossovers, especially here on the heat track.
Yeah, it's obviously, you know, the tacky track, you got the chance to throw, you know, some decent slide jobs. But, you know, this front row is going to be interesting. Both the brothers there, I'm sure they've obviously got a lot of respect for each other on the racetrack, but, you know, there's no friends on the racetrack. It's every man for himself. And I can say that for the same on the second row with the teammates in Adam Elby and Brody Kostecki. So James Ringo and Nick Ringo are going to bring us down the back straight away into turn number 3 and 4 for the first of 4 heat races here tonight, and 10 laps on the board. And we are going to go green as a pace track, just out in the middle of the way, but it looks like it's going to be invisible, and it is, but it's James Ringo on the top, Nick Ringo through the middle of the corner now. Adam Elby runs to the bottom of the racetrack now in turn number 3 and 4. Brody Kostecki goes to the top side. Look at the battle between Nick and James, and they're making 4 wide down the main straightaway.
4 wide going into turn 1, but Adam Elby, he's moving up the front, but Brody Kostecki with quite a move, he shoots to the lead on the outside. They're 3 wide coming out of 4, in trouble for Brody Kostecki. He gets contact from Adam Elby, and they're all over the place on the front straightaway.
Yeah, Adam Elby upside down and losing a right front. What the cause of that was, Brody Kostecki just hit the cushion. It shot him back down on the raceway, and Adam Elby had nowhere to go, and they banged wheels, and then it was Adam Elby who went upside down, losing a right front, so his heat race is over, so he's going to have to come in the B main.
Tough luck for Adam Elby. Adam Elby, he finished runner-up to Brody Kostecki, and quite a battle there for the last 2 laps there as Brody fought his way back up through the pack last week at Clarksville. Adam Elby was obviously very dejected post-race, but Elby, tough luck tonight. Hopefully he can recover in the feature, Brett.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll recover. You know, he certainly knows how to wheel these Lucas Oil SIMPro Power Adventure cars around, so expect for him to be on the move in the B main, but he'll have to do it the hard way and come from the back of the pack.
Most certainly. The guy that I certainly got to say to look for is Brody Kostecki, and how the damage from getting into Adam Elby there, coming off the cushion there, how that's going to affect this car. Really, I personally think the 3 guys that doing this heat race, or first, second, and fourth, James and Nick Ringo and Brody Kostecki, they're certainly my picks to take out the heat race, but it can happen here in the Power Ride National Midget Sim Series. You know, we've seen some strange things, and some guys get some very first wins with James Edens and a couple other folks. So, Brett, anything can happen here as the pace truck pulls off here. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing.
Yeah, I reckon Brody Kostecki's going to win this one. I reckon the Ringo brothers just might be that little bit slower than Kostecki's. We're going to go green. James Ringo leads to the green flag, and Brody Kostecki goes straight past Adam Wilson going into turn number 1 and 2. But it's James Ringo leading him down the back straight away with brother Nick Ringo on the inside, side by side into 3 and 4. Nick pulls a slide job. Brother James with a crossover down to the line. 6 to go. James Ringo runs the top. Nick Ringo right in the middle of the corner now. Brody Kostecki, here he comes. Can he knock off the Ringo brothers? He goes to the top side in turn 3 and 4.
Nick Ringo looking to the inside of brother James, but Brody Kostecki's coming hard just like he did last week. The leaders were racing side by side, and he's there to pounce on him when it all said and done. 3 wide going into turn 3. Brody Kostecki puts it right up on the cushion, and again they're 3 wide coming out of 4. Nick Ringo takes the lead crossing the stripe. Brody Kostecki to the outside of Nick Ringo. James crosses over. They're 3 wide coming out of 2.
Oh, Brody Kostecki upside down. Oh, made slight contact with Nick Ringo. They just banged wheels as they come into turn 3 and 4. And Kostecki went upside down. Nick with a slide job. James now back underneath. Here they go into turn number 3 and 4. 2 to go at the line.
2 laps to go. James Ringo pulls out a little bit of a lead over brother Nick. The lead was about 2 car lengths across the stripe. They're running single file on the high side. I don't know if Nick has what it takes here. Nick throws it to the inside. White flag in the air. They're side by side out of 4.
Yeah, 1/10 between the brothers. Now James on the top, Nick on the bottom. Nick's got the run coming out of turn number 2. Into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Nick. No, it's James. James on the outside. Nick to the inside. James is going to win. James Ringo will win heat race number 1. Nick Ringo 2nd. Adam Gawitsky 3rd. Michael Stellers 4th. Kyle Gruber 5th. Brody Kostecki and Adam Elby from the Open Wheel Outlaws DNS will finish 6th and 7th.
Tough luck for the Open Wheel Outlaws, but how about your buddy team there, True Speed Motorsports, finishing 1-2 side by side. What a race coming out of 4 on that last lap. I honestly think if Nick would have left it on the bottom side, he might have eked out the win at the stripe coming across the line.
Lots of possibilities that could have happened, but nonetheless, they are 2 brothers and the True Speed guys, obviously my teammates, so they finished 1 and 2, so that's a good start to the night for them 2 guys.
As I'm getting ready to get an interview here with James Ringo. Certainly some interesting racing there, Brett. But now I'm standing beside heat race number 1 winner, James Ringo. James, how the hell did you pull that off with your brother Nick just beating your door down and with Brody sticking his nose in there as well?
Honestly, just sacked up and just kept it as hard as I could, because Nick and Brody, it wasn't really clean between us, but it was fun. Just a couple of little, it was like running late models, you know, just banging each other around with the doors, but we have no doors. But all in all, I'm nervous, honest. I'm still shaking. I can't believe I pulled that one off.
Most definitely, you know, slide jobs into the Nerf bars. I mean, just doing everything you can to race hard and, you know, drive it like hell. But James, how do you feel about possibly winning the feature tonight? You're going to be starting up front.
I sure hope I can. I've been running the micro a lot lately in real life, and I haven't been able to run much on R Factor just because of work and all that. But hopefully I can pull it off. You know, it was a good run between me and my brother. That's the most fun you can have, is when you race your brother like that. And then just to think Outback used kangaroos, you know, and the whole True Speed team.
Most certainly. Well, James, I wish you luck, man. You know, certainly it's been records or checkers late for you when you've been here with the SIMPro series, so keep it rubber side down this time, right, James?
Yeah, I'll sure try. That's one of the checkers or records. If I finish second and don't for Jack, so first place or put it on the trailer on 2 wheels.
That's James Ringo, folks, for you. James, I wish you luck, man. Have a good one. Brett, how about that interview from your teammate?
He's always a bit of a character. All the guys at the True Speed team, and well, not just them, but yeah, the whole sim racing community. You know, they've all got a different bit of character about them, and it's always I got Bo talking in my ears. He's just kind of annoying at the minute. So yeah, they've all got a different bunch of characters, and it's certainly fun. You know, it's what makes this you know, the SIMPro racing, you know, it's really bonding.
And has been given. Drivers are lining up for heat race number 2, and starting on the pole tonight is going to be Thomas Johnson from the Ritter, Louisiana. Starting to the outside of him, former driver of the ASCS National Tour, Aaron Rutzel.
Chase Briscoe from the True Speed will start position number 3, and to the outside of him is going to be Christopher Bell in the number 21 machine, starting position number 4.
Starting inside row number 3 is going to be Grandpa John McClellan, 76 years old, and he's sim racing with us, folks. 76 years old, and starting to the outside of him, all the way from down under, Dane Powell.
He's from New Zealand, Dane Powell, but starting shotgun at the back of the pack in the 88 machine from the Keystone crew. It's been a while since I've seen this man race, and it is going to be RJ Stroman, who's going to start position number 7. As we're going to have Aaron Russell and Thomas Johnson lead us to the green flag. Look for Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe to come from the second row. They'll already go past Thomas Johnson as Briscoe now slides up in front of Bell. Bell comes down with the crossover. Now they're side by side. Russell now takes the race lead in turns number 3 and 4 as Briscoe goes around. Christopher Bell takes over the second from Briscoe with a slide job on Russell.
Slide job for the lead, but 3 wide coming out of 2. Aaron Russell comes out the way the winner of that one. Chase Briscoe, he's on the high side for second spot. Chris Bell's digging hard on the bottom. There's no love lost between those two, between Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell's. We're 3 wide for the lead coming out of 2. Chase Briscoe gets into the side of Chris Bell. Chris Bell, he sticks it back on the bottom. Chase Briscoe, he falls back to 3rd. They're running single file now across the stripe here. Looks like they're all going to be running about the middle or top side there in turns 1 and 2. Aaron Russell, he's out by about a half second on Bell as he's coming out of 4.
Yeah, Aaron Russell, he got pressured by Bell and Briscoe early on in the race, and now he's just starting to pull away. As Bell and Briscoe are still having their little bit of a battle there in turns number 1 and 2, but Briscoe just getting into the wall while Bell runs the bottom side of the raceway. We've seen Nick Ringo run the bottom side and catch Brother Jones. Is that what Bell is going to do? Run the bottom. Is he going to start the catch? Aaron Russell now. It looks like the gap is .372 as they came out of turn number 2 that time.
4 laps to go. The lead is extending out for Aaron Russell over Christopher Bell, but the battle seems to be heating up there between 2nd and 3rd place Chris Bell and Chase Briscoe. Briscoe's doing everything he can to get around Christopher Bell, but Christopher Bell is having none of it as he starts to pull away from Chase as Chase has a little trouble out of 4.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Christopher Bell is so much quicker than Russell in turns number 1 and 2. He just needs to run the top and follow Russell in turns 3 and 4, and I reckon he's just going to shut that gap very quickly because it gets down to less than half a second when they come out of turn 2 when he runs the bottom. But as soon as he runs the bottom in 3 and 4, it shoots back up to nearly 3/4 of a second. 1 to go for your leader, Russell now.
Yeah, 1 to go. Aaron Russell, he's got this one handled. He's out by 3/4 of a second over Christopher Bell. No drama coming through 3 and 4. Aaron Russell, he's going to take your heat race number 2, followed closely by Christopher Bell, almost a second back. Chase Briscoe, he holds on to finish 3rd. Thomas Johnson, he starts on the pole, has a little trouble. He finishes 4th. RJ Stroman starts from the back. He climbs up to the 5th. Grandpa John McClellan, he finishes 6th, and Dane Powell rounds out your field, finishing 7th.
What a great win there by Aaron Russell and Christopher Bell. So I'm going to tell you what, if Bell He obviously wouldn't have known looking at the times, but he would have just been trying to hit his marks on the bottom. That can be very, very tricky, but you know, he was so much quicker in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 is where Russell got him.
Standing by heat race number 2 winner Aaron Russell. Congratulations on that. I know you had a little bit of a bit of trouble there with Chris Bell and Chase Briscoe. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, in the beginning I couldn't seem to start hitting my marks. I was nervous and jumping the cushion. I couldn't get it going, and finally got a rhythm going and started throwing down some laps, and I guess walked away with it. I don't know.
Well, you certainly had a very dominant car there, Aaron. You think you got what it takes to beat, you know, Aaron Russell, or not yourself, excuse me, but where am I at today, guys? Beating Brody Kostecki and Chris Bell and everybody else, James Ringle especially. You think you got what it takes to put the whooping on them?
If we catch the brakes, I qualified real bad, so I think I'm going to be starting 10th or so, but if we can catch some brakes, I got a really good car here tonight. No, all of OWO's got a good car, so look for us to run in the top 5.
Most definitely. Again, 7 of the top 12, 6 in the top 10. Aaron Russell, man, you did a hell of a job here in the heat race. I certainly wish you luck for tonight. Go ahead and give your sponsors a big shout out here on ATV Live.
I got to thank Griffith Trucking and Equipment, Wren Motorsports. Think of all OWO for everything they do, and thank you guys for what you do.
Well, we certainly appreciate that. Aaron Russell, your heat race number 2 winner. Congratulations to him, and let's see you in victory lane tonight, Aaron.
Thank you, guys.
What dominant performance by Aaron. I mean, Chris Bell, he's certainly no sloucher. He's taken a majority of the victories here on ETV Live with the Midget Series. You know, and for him to walk away by a second over Christopher Bell, you know, Aaron Russell did, man, is that just that's just a dominant performance in my book, Brett.
Certainly is, but not only Christopher Bell, you know, you got the likes of Chase Briscoe and that one, you know, Thomas Johnson, who's no slouch, as well as RJ Stroman. So, you know, obviously he had a slight advantage starting on the front row, but, you know, to walk away from Christopher Bell, who was virtually starting in behind him, you know, it's obviously something he's got to be very, very proud of here tonight.
Most certainly, you know, I gotta say, OWO, yeah, they had trouble in the first heat race, but, you know, them guys certainly got it figured out here. They've been really putting the whooping on a lot of guys. So, you know, I look for them guys to be running strong in the feature, too.
Yeah, you know, they're obviously they're very well represented here. And looks like, I'm going to flick it over, it looks like someone from position number 2 isn't on the grid, so just going to find out who's meant to be starting position number 2. It may be, just having a look, maybe RJ Johnson.
Quite possibly, but the man leading the Lucas Oil Power I National Midget Points going into the final race here this season, Andrew Falker just has to finish 17th or better in real life here at the Power I final to take the National Midget Championship. So Andrew Falker certainly doing well in real life. He's going to start second there. Bo Brunig's on the pole running a different scheme this week. Max Stambaugh third, Andrew Falker fourth, Todd LeBou's fifth, Kevin Lovey's fifth, and sixth is going to be Chris Gearhart. So 6 cars, 10 laps. We're already underway. Andrew Falker, he jumps out to the lead over Bo Brunig.
Tell you what, some big names in this one. This is a very stacked heat race. You know, you got Falker, Brunig, Stambaugh, LeBou, Lovey's, and Gearhart. So Gearhart has been very, very consistent, you know, in the first half of the season, but nonetheless, we go back up front, and it is Andrew Felger, the real life power midget driver, hits the caution out of turn number 4, and Bo Brunig is going to beat him to the line. No, Felger's going to hang on to the line.
Statistical dead heat coming across the start-finish line. Andrew Falker, he has trouble. He hops the cushion in 1 or 2. He falls back to third. Give the lead to Bo Brunig by about half a second coming out of 4.
Yeah, new colour scheme here for Bo Brunig. Normally in the 50 Pepsi machine, but running a different colour scheme here tonight in the Granite City Straight Line Landscaping. Number 50, the blue and white machine, is hooked up into turn number 1 and 2.
1 second lead for your leader, Bo Brunig, but the battle for second is heated up strong. Andrew Felker and Max Stambaugh, they're going at it tooth and nail. Trouble for Andrew Felker, or excuse me, Max Stambaugh. He spins it in turn 4, drop him to last place, so give second to Andrew Felker.
Yeah, Kevin Lovey's just and Todd LeBourb just making a little bit of contact. Chris Gerhardt goes on the inside of LeBourb now as Gerhardt moves up the fourth, but it is all by Bruning out in front, doing it very, very comfortable. Nearly 1.5 seconds over Andrew Felker. Can he really win? And just looking at the lap times, Bo Bruning has turned to 12.900 on the bottom, where Felker has only ran a 13.011. So 1/10 of a second quicker is Bo Bruning.
Bo Bruning got this wrapped up on a mistake. We're all single file on the track with the exception of Chris Gerhardt. Chris Gerhardt puts the slider on two different guys, passing Todd LeBourb and Kevin Lovey's in the same corner. But Kevin Lovey, he's having much of it here going back into 3 and 4.
Tell you what, Kevin Lovey's right on the top side. Gerhardt got underneath him, man. You can hear Stamble putting a slide job on Todd LeBourb as they're battling it out for the last spot, but it is going to be Bo Bruning who takes the win. Andrew Felker second, and Kevin Love is going to take home third. Chris Gerhardt fourth. Stamble will finish fifth, and Todd LeBourb will round out the 6 cars.
Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about dominating performances here in the last heat race. How about Bo Bruning? Bo Bruning just annihilated that field. He pulled out to a 2-second lead, which was about a straightaway here at LaSalle with the lap times are running.
That's a very big lead, so wait for Bo to get out of his car, and we'll send it down trackside with you there, Justin. What a big win it was for Bo Bruning over Andrew Felker, Kevin Lovey's, Chris Gerhardt, and Todd LeBourb as well. So, like I said, it was a very stacked heat race, and we'll send it down trackside to you, Justin.
Stand by heat race number 3 winner, Bo Bruning. Bo, you annihilated that field. You won by over 2 seconds. How do you feel?
It could be better, to be very honest, because it's nice to start off front in the heat race, but unfortunately, the way the format is and it's lined up on qualifying time, we're going to be starting a ways back in the A main. But heat race wins, heat race win. You know, we're in the A main. That's all that matters. You know, like I said, we got some work to cut. Or we got a work cut out for us, but the Straight Line Landscaping Granite City food and brewery is cars hooked up tonight, so hopefully we can get to the front.
Most certainly, and you said you're starting way back there. You got what it takes to take the win away from guys like Brody Kostecki, Chris Bell, and them guys who might be starting up front.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think the track's gonna be real good. I mean, even in the heat race right now, that cushion is getting a little treacherous. So I'm sure that high side is gonna be really fast. But if you can get rolling around the bottom, nice and consistent, I think you'll be able to make some passes.
Most definitely, and. Oh, I know you threw out your main sponsors for the night, but anybody else you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Kenny Brown, Power Eye, helping make all this deal possible. Lucas Oil, big supporters, and then you know, looking ahead in the future with Speedway Motors and our micro stuff, and the big event in January come the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Sim Chili Bowl Nationals.
How about that? You looking at what, 150 midgets here for 3-4 nights of racing?
I hope so. Hopefully it'll be a full 4-night event. Championship night will be the 4th night, 3 nights of qualifying. So if we get 30 cars a night, we're looking to have that's 100 plus cars. So it should be a stacked event for sure.
Most definitely. And Bo, I got to congratulate you on your heat race win. I know you got to run the rest of the races here. Good luck to you later, and hopefully we'll see you in victory lane coming from the back.
Thanks, Justin.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bo Bruning, your heat race number 3 winner. And Brett, I gotta like his chances, especially being, the points champion now. He said he's gonna come from pretty deep, so, knowing how some of these feature races start, Brett, I think he's actually got quite a chance if he can stay out of trouble.
Yeah, he's a very big chance. He might be coming from about 15th or so. Not sure where he qualified, but he knows where to run on this racetrack, and we've seen him run him numerous and countless of times. Just run the bottom, just roll on the bottom, and just pick guys off that are making mistakes on the top side. So look for Bo Bruning to come from deep in the back of the pack in the A main.
Most definitely, but 7 cars are going to be lining up for heat race number 4. The command has been given. The cars are on the track. Gary McGuire, he's going to be starting on your pole. As Kevin J. Holly, he's going to start outside of him in the 2nd spot.
Really cool. The cool one will start position number 3, and Jonathan Danley will start position number 4.
Kyler Shaw, he's going to start 5th. And Mike Gibson's going to be starting to the outside of him in the 6th spot.
And it looks like it's going to be Peyton Pierce. Peyton Pierce is going to start shotgun at the back in position number 7. I'll tell you what, Peyton Pierce, he's got a nice looking race car, the DGS Motorsports, nicely painted machine.
Guys starting at the back because they were late entries is going to be RJ Johnson and Ryan McGuire, so we're actually going to have 9 guys or so for the heat races. We're going to wait here for a restart. Brett, we're going to have 9 guys run this heat race, possibly 10. What's your thoughts on that, especially being such a shootout here we've been seeing lately?
Obviously, like I said, the guys coming in late, not having any practice, and basically they've got not much time to do a few laps and get their car hooked up. So, it can be a disadvantage coming from the back. Obviously, you're starting in the back, but it can be an advantage if there are a few yellows and a few guys take themselves out. So, it's a much really. Whether you start at the back or the front, you still got the risk of being taken out or stuffing up yourself. So, 10 cars, it's 8 or 9 cars in a heat race. It's very risky.
Yeah, I wonder if Todd LeBeau is going to get a second chance at running a heat race. Don't know for sure, but most definitely it looks like we're going to be running like about 9 or 10 cars here in this heat race here. And I think we're going to have to restart again, folks. The wrong laps are up on the board here. It's one of the technical difficulties we have in sim racing. So, things like that can happen. It's just how things go.
Just getting a word from Bo Bruni that he's saying he's a rookie for getting the laps wrong, for the second time.
Most definitely. Let's set your order here as the drivers are now on the track. Gary McGuire, he's your pole sitter. Kevin J. Holly, 2nd. Rudy Cool, he's going to start 3rd. Jonathan Danley, he starts 4th. Kyler Shaw starts 5th. 6th is going to be Mike Gibson. 7th is going to be Peyton Pierce. And starting 8th or 9th is going to be RJ Johnson and Ryan McGuire, but I believe they missed the calls, so they're going to have to run the B main. So we're actually going to have 7 cars on the track, 10 laps on the board. So this is another stacked heat race here. You got 4 guys that can win this thing easily. So, Brett here, 10 laps on the board, 7 cars on the track. The flag man's got the green, and he's waving it as they stand on the loud pedal and get ready to go like hell as they come on board.
Yeah, Kevin J. Holly, I think he won a few weeks ago when we weren't actually broadcasting. So look for him as Rudy Cool now goes underneath turn number 3 and 4. Holly and Cool almost side by side. Cool pulls it in, but here comes Danley just crashing through the pair of them.
Jonathan Danley, what was that? Holy moly, that was a very, very bad move. He took out 4 drivers, including himself here, so there may only be 3 cars left on the track by the time it's all said and done. Caution on the speedway. Gary McGuire, he's your leader. Rudy Cool out in the 2nd spot. And I believe Peyton Pierce is going to be the only other car left on the track after spinning out there under caution. So 3 drivers may be left in that one.
Danley's saying it's not his fault, but he hasn't got his edge screwed on. Yeah,
very, very poor driving decision, folks. Took out what was shaping up to be quite a battle there as they were starting to get all sorted out here. So looks like it's only going to be 3 cars left here to run 9 laps. So Brett, I know this was going to be a little bit of a snoozer, but let's hope we can see some good racing between Gary McGuire and Rudy Cool.
Yeah, don't count out Peyton Pierce. He's certainly one to watch as well. So you're going to have 3 cars that are going to be in this one.
Very, very tough luck for Kevin J. Holly as taking out 4 cars. I thought that was rather poor move. Jonathan Danley, sometimes he'll race clean, but times like this, which is more often than not, he takes out a large amount of cars. Personally, Brett, I hope he doesn't make the B main either, just because I'm afraid he's going to wreck what's shaping up to be a great night.
Nah, hang on. Justin and I both screaming on the whisper, so you know, it's Danley. You know, I just watched that replay just real quickly, and you know, he come up off the bottom and just drove straight into Kevin J. Holly, and then you know he spun out and Kyle Shaw had nowhere to go, and he went upside down, and then you know the rest is all history. And you know he said it's not his fault, but mate, he's the one controlling the wheel, so. And I think he needs to take a hard look at himself and, you know, realise that it was his fault and maybe just step out for the night.
Word out of race control is the security's been called to Kevin J. Holly's pit. Kevin, very, very, very colorful after, you know, what happened with Danley, voicing his displeasure in several venues. So Kevin, certainly very upset here. We'll try to get more updates here as security gets to the situation here. But they keep making more and more caution laps here, but hopefully the pace truck driver pulls in this time. We're going to have 8 or 9 laps to go. Brett, 3 cars on the track. Legitimately at this point, only 2 cars left that can win this heat race. As the pace truck driver does pull off, 3 cars, Gary McGuire, Rudy Cool, Peyton Pierce, as the flag man gets ready to throw the green here as they're coming out of forward. We're back to green flag racing here.
Yeah, back on the way here, and don't count out Peyton Pierce. I reckon he's the sleeper in this one. Gary McGuire now, still your race leader. Rudy Cool runs the top side. Peyton Pierce running the bottom, and so is Gary McGuire. He runs the bottom as well, but the battle's going to heat up for second between Pierce and Rudy Cool as Gary McGuire just starts to drive away. Peyton Pierce makes a mistake in turns number 1 and 2, and the Cool one is trying to catch Gary McGuire on the top side.
Rudy Cool running them down. He's down to about 3 car lengths going into turn 1. Rudy Cool, he's running the top side. Gary McGuire, he's the only leader we've seen running that bottom side every single lap. Gary McGuire, he runs it in the middle. Rudy Cool diamonds the corner on, tries to close the gap, but the lead's back out to 4 car lengths as Rudy Cool tries again to run that top side, diamond the corner. Not going to work this time. Rudy Cool sticks it on the top side going in. Gary McGuire, he's in the middle. Coming off of turn 4, that lead opens up to about 5 or 6 car lengths. Brett.
Yeah, .585 was the gap there. As Rudy Cool just hit the cushion, just drove the car up on 2 wheels. They went past the flag stand last time by. Does the same thing, and the gap is going to go back down to .579. So hitting the cushion can be advantage, but you got to keep that car nice and straight. Otherwise, you're just going to lose momentum and just throw the front wheels up in the air. But Gary McGuire, with 2 laps to go, is certainly going to win this one.
That lead is holding at about 7 car lengths at this point here, as we got 1 lap to go as we're coming out of 4 here. Rudy Cool trying everything he can. He's got that gap cut down to about 3 car lengths now as with white flags waving. Gary McGuire, he's on the bottom. Rudy Cool up top. He's running it hard. They almost pull even going to 3 and 4. Gary McGuire, he's in the middle. Rudy Cool up top. Coming out of 4, Rudy Cool spins. Trouble for Rudy Cool. He was trying to put the outside move on Gary McGuire. Rudy Cool, he's going to cross the finish line just ahead of Peyton Pierce after recovering from the spin. So, very exciting end of that heat race there as Rudy Cool cut the lead down dramatically. Brett, what was your take on that?
That was an exciting last 2 laps there. I thought Rudy Cool may have gone for a slide job in turn number 3 and 4, but he's seen Gary run the bottom. So it was a smart move to go to the top. So, you know, it's unfortunate that he hit the cushion and just spun the car around. But, man, that was a very brave move on Rudy Cool's part.
Most definitely here. And now I'm standing by heat race number 4 winner, Gary McGuire. Gary, you got the benefit of starting out front and staying ahead of the disaster that was Jonathan Danley. Gary, tell us how that was, especially with Rudy breathing down your neck with 2 laps to go.
Well, that's an actual change for once, because usually I'm behind him and I usually watch him destroy everybody else, so it was kind of different to be out front not knowing what happened, but seeing everybody was pretty upset with them, I could only imagine.
Now, I understand through race control there was a little bit of a dispute between you and your brother here as the race was trying to get underway.
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think he accidentally missed his heat race. He's not feeling good today, so he was going to try to tag the back of this one, but he wasn't sure if his name was already called for a heat race or not, so no worries, he'll be in the B, I'm sure.
Now, Gary, you think you got what it takes here to possibly move up to the pack and contend for tonight's race win in the A?
Maybe. We'll see how it goes. If guys, it's probably going to be fast on top. If guys can keep it off the walls and keep their cars undamaged, they'll probably be able to do pretty good up there. I'm usually a bottom feeder, so I'll see what there's left on the bottom and we'll go from there.
Most definitely. And Gary, would you like to give your sponsors a big shout out here on ATV?
I'd love to if I had some, but I don't. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out and racing with us here at SIMPro, and everybody at ETV for putting it on live. This is awesome. It's good to see.
Most definitely. And Gary, I wish you luck tonight. Hopefully we see you run through the pack here. I always enjoy watching you run well. You know, you're kind of the underdog with guys like Chris Bell, you know, Chris Gearhart, and, you know, everybody else that's been running strong of late. So, Gary, I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Justin.
And we're going to take this opportunity, folks. We're going to send it to commercial break, and we'll be back here in just a couple moments.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard-driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Welcome back to LaSalle Speedway. I want to take this opportunity here to bring your attention to tomorrow night's race, Real Sim Racing, running at Dover. A lot of interesting action there as Landon Huffman leads the points there. You can catch all that action here on ETV Live starting at 9:20 tomorrow with Wesley Outland, Michael Keaton. Those guys running for the Bob Earl Racing seat. Excellent racing in that series. A lot of close competition, especially pretty hard throughout the top 10. Catch them all tomorrow night again at 9:20 p.m. here on ETV Live. And we're getting ready to go B-Main Racing. Not often done here on ETV Live here at SIMPro. So Brett, 8 or 9 guys, some very big names here in this B-Main.
Yeah, certainly is, and 8 cars, 15 laps of journey, but I'll tell you what, one man that has not had any practice whatsoever has just come in, got his car late at the racetrack, and he's going to start at the back of the field. Is none other than the high side hustler. I like to call him Boom Boom. It is Nick Cooper. So look for Nick Cooper to come from the back of the pack as he's out on the racetrack right now. So he'll be looking to turn some laps and get that car hooked up nicely.
How about the names in this B-Main? You've got Brody Kostecki, Adam Elby. You also have, Todd LeBoux, who's usually running in the A's. You've got Nick Cooper, who can certainly win it all on any given night. A lot of, bigger name drivers are running the B feature here tonight at LaSalle. LaSalle certainly, with it being a 1/4 mile racetrack, it tends to lend to a lot of hard racing here. So we're going to reload the track here in just a couple moments here, folks. We're going to be B-Main Racing here for 15 laps. And Brett, I certainly got to pick Brody Kostecki to win it as he's going to start out front here for the B feature.
That would be my pick as well, as long as he doesn't get driven through by Jonathan Danley. So, you got to watch out for that Danley kid. He can be good on some nights, and then just the rest of the time he's just a plain bonehead. But nonetheless, look for Nick Cooper to come from the back as well. But yeah, Brody Kostecki is my man to start on the pole, and we'll finish first. So I believe the top 4 is going to get transferred.
Yep, 8 cars start. The top 4 in the B feature, they're going to run, positions 21 through 24 in the A main. So, these guys got a long night ahead of them here, especially if they, can advance through here. 15 laps is the name of the game here as we're getting ready to run a slightly different track here for the B main here. So, Brody Kostecki, Adam Elby, and Nick Cooper are buying locks for the feature, and I gotta say that 4th spot's gonna be, pretty much a wild card.
It can be anyone. I'd like to see Todd LeBoux get it.
Most definitely. I like Todd LeBoux very much as a person. He's a wonderful guy. Very, very family oriented. I've got the chance to speak with him, and being a former teammate of his, Todd just a certainly excellent guy, and certainly represents the best of what sim racing has to offer.
Certainly does, and he's been around a long time. So along with the Total Performance guys. So back when I first started, they were one of the top teams running the 360s at UDSRA, and that was held by Thomas Johnson. So they've been around a long time as well, and they certainly know their way around a racetrack.
Most certainly. As we're reloading the grid here, the command's been given. 15 laps on the board. Here we go. B-Main feature racing here at LaSalle Speedway. Starting on the pole. Your quick time qualifier having trouble in his heat. Brody Kostecki, he's going to be your pole man. Starting the outside of him, the man that caused all the hell in the last heat race, Jonathan Danley.
Starting position number 3 from the Open Wheel Outlaws in the number 74 machine is going to be Adam Elby, and to the outside of him is going to be Ryan Maguire.
Starting inside row number 3 is going to be Grandpa John McGlurlin, 76 years old, and he's still sim racing with the young guys. And the guy that we just talked about here not too long ago is going to be Todd LeBoux.
The last row is going to be RJ Johnson, who will start from position number 7, and to the outside of him, the man that just got in the pits now is going to start from position number 8. The Boom Boom is going to be Nick Cooper from the Keystone crew. Look for Cooper to come from position number 8. And Kostecki and Danley loses the green flag. As Kostecki getting a good start. Elby goes to the bottom. Here comes Grandpa McClellan now. He's sitting there in 4th now, trying to make a move on Adam Elby and Jonathan Danley.
Another guy that can make the feature race, Ryan McGuire, he's in 5th. He moves past Grandpa John McClellan. John McClellan having trouble. He falls back to about 7th. Nick Cooper, he's just trying to be tentative here and pick off guys one at a time. He passes John McClellan for 7th. Trouble for John McClellan and Todd LeBoux. Todd LeBoux, he gets up on his lid and into the wall coming out of 4, and John McClellan tips it over on the straightaway. 2 cars out of the vent, 6 cars left on the track, and we have 13 laps left to go here as Brody Kostecki comes out of 4.
Tell you what, I'm just on board with Nick Cooper. It looks like he's having a lot of trouble running turn number 3 and 4, so not sure why Cooper's running this bad, but nonetheless, let's hopefully he can progress and make a late charge to take over the top 4, but nonetheless, it is all Brody Kostecki and Adam Elby out front. Danley somehow holding on for 3rd. Ryan McGuire sitting there in 4th, and RJ Johnson back there in 5th.
Cars are single file all throughout the speedway. Cars number 1 through 4 are going to be transferring to the feature race, but the battle is certainly looking to be heating up here for the transfer spot. Ryan McGuire has it. RJ Johnson wants it. They're battling high and low coming out of 4. You know, we got inside of 10 laps to go now. Ryan McGuire, he's certainly losing ground to 3rd place Jonathan Danley, but he's got to watch his back as RJ Johnson makes a mistake getting into 3.
Yeah, Adam Elby, just not sure what happened there, but Adam Elby spun the car around, so he's fallen back to that 4th and final transfer spot as RJ Johnson pulls the slider, and Elby comes back underneath now.
Brody Kostecki, he said, nah, 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 hey, 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 goodbye. He's out over a 2nd on Jonathan Danley. Ryan McGuire, he's running 3rd. Adam Elby is having his hands full with RJ Johnson as RJ Johnson makes a critical mistake, gets low on the straightaway to give the, no trouble to Brody Kostecki. Nick Cooper, he's 5 seconds behind Brody Kostecki and in no contention to transfer, so I believe our transfers are pretty set barring any mistakes. Brody Kostecki, Jonathan Danley, Ryan McGuire, and Adam Elby all running single file on the racetrack.
I'll tell you what, just quietly, I reckon that is Nick's dad, Mike Cooper, in that race car. We might just try and confirm that, but I reckon Mike Cooper might be driving that race car, but nonetheless, Danley is into the wall, and Cooper's starting to catch now, but it is Ryan McGuire, Adam Elby sitting there in 2nd and 3rd, but it's all Brody Kostecki out in front, running away with this one.
One thing I watched is there's absolutely no love lost at all between Ryan McGuire and Jonathan Danley. McGuire gave Danley quite a wheel coming out of turn 4, possibly as possible payback, but the battle is heating up for the transfer spot with 2 laps to go as the car of Nick Cooper or Mike Cooper, whoever it is right on the heels of Jonathan Danley coming out of 2.
Yeah, Brody Kostecki has got a half a lap to go now. Who's LB sitting there in 2nd, Ryan McGuire 3rd, Danley in 4th, makes a mistake, Danley's not going to transfer, it's going to be Cooper. Cooper's going to transfer, and Danley's gone. He deserves it. He doesn't deserve to win the A-Main, but Cooper is going to take home that 4th spot.
How about that? Jonathan Danley, trouble in heat race number 4, taking a lot of cars out. Experiences some trouble here in the B main. He will not transfer, and he had it going into the white flag lap. How about that, Brett?
What I like to call a little bit of karma, for what happened in that 4th and final heat race. Tell you what, I'm just going to go find out who's actually driving in that Cooper. Whether it's Nick Cooper or Mike Cooper.
As we wait to get word on that, the drivers from the A-Main are going to be entering the server, so we're going to have a few minutes here. John Wessling, if you want to bring up a commercial break, we'll send it to commercial here, and we'll be back here in about 2 or 3 minutes here on ATV Live.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
Welcome back, folks, to the LaSalle Speedway. A-main action getting ready to get underway. We did get some word that it was actually Nick Cooper. Hard to believe. He's usually always out front and running away with things, having a lot of trouble there and scoring a little bit of a luck. He makes the last transfer spot from the B to the A, so Nick Cooper, he'll start tail the A. Let's see how well he does here, Brett.
Yeah, no, I went down and just to try and find out who was actually in the car, whether it was his dad, Mike, or whether it was Nick himself. But I did speak to Nick, and he said he was just been a little bit cautious. He had turned no laps, and he might have had too much fuel. So it is definitely Nick Cooper running in that number 1 machine.
I just got word from race control as well. They're actually going to put an extra lap on the board to get rid of the pace truck issue where you see the pace truck coming out onto the track. So you folks are going to hear the green flag, and they will not go green. They'll take an extra pace lap, and then they'll go green flag racing without the drunk pace truck driver from Australia, Brett Wheeler, in the truck on the racetrack. So you'll try to give you guys the best show possible here as the guys are out on the track getting a little bit of extra practice here before we go feature racing.
I'll tell you what, Nick Cooper, he might have been slow in that B main and consistent, but I'll tell you what, he's certainly, he might be one to watch. He might be getting the hard charger award here tonight. He's actually sitting 3rd on the grid, as we can just see him going around now, getting into the side of Gawitzka, I think it might have been.
Yeah, one guy that certainly I want to pick tonight, you know, should the qualifying order thing work out. He transferred from the B main. If he starts out front, he's going to be my pick, and I'm going to take Brody Kostecki. But if not, I'm going to take Christopher Bell.
There's a lot of guys that can win this one, and I do believe, you know, Brody will go on to win this one, providing he does get his time back. But, you know, like I said, you know, you got Christopher Bell as well. But I might actually, just depending on where Bo Brady starts, I might even pick Bo Brady.
Word from John is John's going to take James Ringo. James Ringo, he was the heat race #1 winner. You know, so certainly, you know, a quality cast of characters here tonight for the A feature. And let's start by running off the lineup. I believe starting on the pole is going to be, well, we can't tell, so we'll find out when who goes green here in just a moment here, folks. But again, 24 cars, 30 laps are going to be put on the board. You folks are going to see 31, so it's not actually going to run 31 laps. They're going to go an extra pace lap again, and then we're going to go green flag racing out of 4. So, Brett, a very, very stacked A-main tonight, and some of the best dirt sim drivers in the world are going to get ready to get underway here as we're going to call the green flag here in just about a few minutes here.
Yeah, just waiting on one guy. Not sure who's going to start out of position number 18, but they're actually not in the server as well, so you know, I'm just waiting on whoever's in position number 18. Not sure who that might be, but we'll definitely find out who it is.
As we're waiting on word for that, Brett, I think we're going to see probably a little bit of a wreck fest to get going, and then we'll probably see things sort out. And if a lot of the good drivers are left, I think we might see some excellent 3 and 4 wide action as we get underway here in the A.
Yeah, the matter of time is not sure. Yeah, can't actually. I don't know who. And did you find out who it was, Justin, who's starting out of position 18?
Looks like it's going to be Chris Gearhart for the Keystone Crew. Chris, he's going to start 18th, not having the best of nights in qualifying. The command has been given, 24 cars on the racetrack, and the feature lineup's going to go like this. Driver from Norman, Oklahoma, Christopher Bell, he's going to be on the pole. Starting to the outside of him is going to be Andrew Felton.
Position number 3 is going to be Chase Briscoe. Mad Max Campbell will start position number 4.
Inside row number 3 is going to be Rudy Cool, and starting the outside of him is going to be James Ringo.
Aaron Russell will start position number 7, and Kevin J. Holly will start position number 8.
Inside row number 5 is going to be Nick Ringo and Thomas Johnson.
Position number 11 is going to be Bo Brady. To the outside of him is going to be Gary Maguire.
Position 13 is going to be Adam Gawitzka. Position 14 is going to be Kyler Shaw. Position 15 is going to be Michael Sellers. 16th, Kevin Lovey. 17th, Kyle Gruber. 18th, Chris Gearhart. 19th, Peyton Pierce. 20th, Brody Kostecki. 21st, Adam Medley. Ryan McGuire's going to start 22nd. Nick Cooper's going to start 24th. And making it because somebody didn't transfer is going to be Jonathan Danley. He's going to ride shotgun on the field. 24 cars. 30 laps here is we're going to hear the green flag. They're not going green this time by. They're going to wait for the pace truck issue to clear. We are going green next time by, folks.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to change my pick. I'm actually going to go in the number 5 machine. The real life from Bloomington, Indiana, the real life non-wing three-car driver in Chase Briscoe. So let's hope Chase can have a good start. Driving from the early last minute. We are going to go green. James Ringo on the pole. And it is really cool on the outside, and Briscoe almost going to make it 3 wide as Briscoe goes around the outside, and James Ringo, he goes to pull a slide jump on really cool, and does so get cool back underneath him now. Bell now on the bottom, and it's going to be Chase Briscoe who's going to lead lap number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're 2, 3, 4, 5 wide in the field going through turns 1 and 2. The front 4, they've pulled out a little bit of gap over 5th place as they're going 3 wide out of turn number 4 for the 2nd spot. Give it to Chris Bell this time by. Chris Bell on the bottom, James Ringo in the middle, Rudy Cool, he's up top. Rudy Cool falling back early on in the early going here, the A main here. Chris Bell, he's running down your leader. Chase Briscoe out of 4.
Tell you what, Brody Kostecki is coming. He's on a move. He's up to 10th now. But I'll tell you what, the battle between Ringo, Stamble, Lutzel, Felker, and Brody Kostecki at one stage, these guys were 5 wide. And now they're just starting to sort themselves out as someone is on the infield. And I think Brody might have a problem.
Brody possibly having a problem. No, Brody Kostecki, he's running the top line. He's moved up to the 7th spot. He's running down 5th and 6th. Aaron Rutzel and Max Stambaugh. They're 3 wide going into turn 3. Brody Kostecki looking to squirt the gap there between those two as they're side by side for 5th with Aaron Rutzel. He's on the bottom. Max Stambaugh up top. Yellow flag on the speedway. We'll try to find out who the caution car is. I believe it's going to be Michael Sellers and Bo Brunick possibly being the cause of that caution as 7 laps are complete out of 30.
Yes, Kevin Lovey's actually getting Kevin Lovey's actually getting a black flag. So he's been disqualified. Not sure why or whether he started the race, but nonetheless, Andrew Felker is out. Rudy Cool is gone. Bo Brunick is out of the event. So unlucky to them 3 drivers. They're going to have to watch from the pits.
Most definitely, but the guy this really benefits is Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell was falling back from your leader, Chase Briscoe, but the action is heating up with the brothers Ringo duking out for 3rd and 4th. 5th, 6th, and 7th, you could throw a blanket over them, and how about the job done by Brody Kostecki, starting in the 21st starting spot, folks. That's way back there, and for the talent of the guys who are in this field, it's unbelievable. He's already up to 7th with just 7 laps gone here in the feature race.
Yeah, I tell you what, just something I've just noticed, 2 teams, just 2 teams only, fill out the top 7 spots. Chase Briscoe from True Speed sitting in 1st. Brothers James and Nick are sitting 3rd and 4th. Then the Open Wheel Outlaws are sitting 2nd, 5th, 6th and 7th, 9th and 11th. So the Open Wheel Outlaws, they're really starting to get represented here. So it's versus the True Speed versus the Open Wheel Outlaws. As these guys like to have a bit of a battle with the more respect for each other as we're going back under the green flag racing. Who's going to take the A main feature? Is it going to be one of the True Speed guys, or is it going to be the Open Wheel Outlaws? And Brody Kostecki on the inside of Aaron Rutzel now. As Kostecki runs the bottom, he's up into position number 6 now.
Folks, you can throw a blanket over 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th. Nick Ringo, he's running it down 3 and 4 wide, getting into the corner. He falls back to the 5th spot. James Ringo and Max Stambaugh are side by side, coming out of 4th for the 3rd and 4th spot. Move Nick Ringo back to 4th. Oh wait, he crosses over on Max Stambaugh, shoots back to 3rd. He's almost on the tail tank of Christopher Bell for the 2nd spot, coming out of 4.
Yeah, James Ringo, bomb. Briscoe just hitting the cushion, shooting down the front straightaway and almost taking out Briscoe. Stamble goes around, and here comes Chris Gearhart. And Brody Kostecki almost upside down as he falls back to 10th. We seen him do this last week. Can he do it again? But from the Keystone crew, is going to break this one up is Chris Gearhart. He's now up in the 5th now as he comes back underneath Aaron Rutzel.
Contact out of 2. Fight for the lead. Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell. Chris Bell gave a little bit of contact to Chase Briscoe. Ringo adds insult to injury, moving Chase back to third. Christopher Bell, he's out front here with about 11 laps down, 19 to go. Christopher Bell, he's checking out to about a second lead over James Ringo and Chase Briscoe as they're side by side going into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, we could just see, I could just see in the chat there, Bell actually said sorry to Briscoe while he was driving, so, well, look at the brothers and Briscoe going at it. It's the Ringo brothers, second and third, and Russell makes the move. Oh, Russell gets into the side of Nick Ringo and spins James Ringo around, but look at the battle going into turn number 3 and 4, there's 3 now, almost 4, as Briscoe splits them through the middle, but Chris Gearhart has run the bottom. Here comes the bottom feeder, and Gearhart can he spoil the party from the True Speed or even the Open Outlaws team.
Aaron Rugwitz, Chase Briscoe on the bike. Chase Briscoe upside down, flipping in turn 4. Cars collected. I believe Brody Kostecki took a lot of front end damage from that. He might be out of the event as well. Tough luck for him. But the guy this is really going to benefit is Chris Gearhart. Chris coming hard on the bottom, staying away from the trouble, between the Ringos and, Chase Briscoe. So, he might be an early favorite here as, we're halfway down. We're going to have about 14 laps left to go here when we go green flag racing here in about a couple laps.
And what an exciting race this is. I can just see, for people that can't see, in the chat room, just seeing Christopher Bell apologise twice to Chase Briscoe. But you can see Briscoe just saying that it was all him. So obviously these two guys run race cars in real life. Chris Bell ran with the World of Outlaws last week or the week before, but Chase Briscoe, who's actually run with them as well, they obviously have the respect for each other. They just don't really want to blame anyone else, but nonetheless, these guys have got a lot of respect for each other. But Christopher Bell is your race leader. Nick Ringo from the True Speed team is sitting second. Chris Gearhart, who was sitting back in 8th or 9th spot on the last restart, he is now up to 3rd. James Ringo moves into 4th, and Aaron Russell from the Overall Outlaws will restart position number 5.
The key to this restart right here, folks, is going to be how good of a start can Christopher Bell get. He's not been that great at restarts starting behind the leader, but he's normally the best in the business when it comes to him being out front. The question is, can Nick Ringo stay with him and anticipate the drop of the hammer, as I believe we're going green flag racing here, I believe, next time by?
They're going to come out of turn number 4 and they're going to get on the loud pedal, but also Gearhart will go with him along with James Ringo. And also Russell as they're getting on the loud hammer now as Nick Ringo goes to the top side. Aaron Russell just tags the back of James Ringo, but here comes Kevin J. Holly. He's come from position 6, and Gearhart and Nick Ringo make contact. And the Ringo brothers are the big losers in this one, but it is Kevin J. Holly who is in 3rd. Gearhart moves to 2nd.
What a benefit that was to the Open Wheel Outlaws. They're 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the racetrack. The only guy in the top 5 that is not an OWO member is Chris Gearhart. Chris Gearhart, he's on the top side, closely followed behind by Kevin J. Holly, Aaron Rutzel, and Max Stambaugh. And the racing is hot and heavy here. I just missed who it was, but I think Gary McGuire's involved and a few other members here. I believe brother Gary McGuire was part of that as well, so hopefully here we'll get the replay here and get that sorted out for you folks.
Yeah, so the cause of that caution was, man, we talk about consistency. Chris Gearhart, I think he's, before last week, I think he was 7 races and 7 tops 5, maybe 8 from 8 now, but he might be looking to go 9 from 9. He may even look at to take out another feature win here in SIMPro-Lassalle Power Energy Cars.
How about somebody who usually is just not running up front all the time, but he's right there and he's won on the only broadcast that we missed here because we had a prior commitment? How about Kevin J. Holly moving up to the 3rd spot, Brett?
Yeah, he was a big mover. He started 6th on the last restart, and obviously guys getting tangled up. He just made the big move around the outside and just drove away from him.
Yep, we're going to have 11 laps to go here when we take the green flag, which I believe will be next time by. Chris Bell, Chris Gearhart, the two Chris's, they're going to wage war. These guys are going to go to battle and duke it out and go to hell and back with each other. Look for these two to put on one hell of a show here as we go green flag racing, I believe, next time by.
So Brody Kostecki is in position number 11. he has got a mountain of work to do, not to mention the amount of front end damage he will have after getting into Chase Briscoe, after Briscoe went upside down and just escaping out. But Christopher Bell and Chris Gearhart, Bell getting a good start. Gearhart not going with him, and Kevin J. Holly as well, getting on the loud pedal on the bottom side. Gearhart runs the top side. Bell's going to take it out of turn number 2, and Kevin Holly now is going to take over second, and here comes Ratzel and Stanmore. Hit the slide jump. It's an open woman outlaw slide jump there.
Most definitely, but the driver moving up to run down Christopher Bell, Kevin J. Holly. He's got his hands full now as Chris Gearhart looks to the inside. Caution is on the speedway. I believe the caution car is going to be Brody Kostecki. Brody Kostecki certainly not having the night he would have liked to have, especially the heat race. It all went south from him after qualifying. Thomas Johnson, he's 2 laps down right behind him, so I believe that may be the only car not on the lead lap here as we get ready to go back green flag racing with 9 laps to go here when we are ready to go back green flag racing. But I do believe, Brett, the OWO is going to put on a hell of a show and find our way around Chris Gearhart eventually.
It's only a matter of time, but yeah, Thomas Johnson, the only car not on the lead lap. But yeah, it was Brody Kostecki and Kyle Gruber just getting together. Brody Kostecki just running the cushion, and it just shot him down on the bottom of the race where Kyle Gruber was actually running, and obviously Gruber, not his fault, but I think Brody Kostecki may have had too much damage to that race car already, so unfortunately Brody Kostecki's night is over after 32 laps.
Most definitely. Let's have a quick rundown of your top 10. Chris Bell, he's still out front. Kevin J. Holly, he's moved up to 2nd. Chris Gearhart 3rd. Aaron Rutzel 4th. Max Stambaugh, he's 5th. James Ringo 6th. Jonathan Danley, he's moved all the way up to 7th from starting 24th. Kyler Shaw, he's 8th. Nick Ringo 9th. Kyle Gruber rounds out your top 10, folks. I believe we're going to go green flag racing this next time by. Let's see the restart that Chris Bell gets this time. He snookered Chris Gearhart the last time. Can he snooker Kevin J. Holly this time by?
Yeah, Kevin J. Holly got a good restart. He went with Bell, and that allowed Holly to get 2nd spot over Gearhart. But Christian Bell getting on the loud pedal. And Kevin J. Holly not getting a bad restart as they run into turn 1 and 2. Bell runs the bottom, Holly goes to the top side. Gearhart runs the bottom, and look at Aaron Rutzel and Stanmore there side by side. They go to turn 3 and 4. Rutzel with a slide job on Gearhart, and Gearhart comes back on a crossover with 3 wide as they come out of turn 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're 3 wide going into turn 2. Move Max Stambaugh to the 3rd spot. Aaron Rutzel up to 4th. Chris Gearhart, he's falling back to the field. James Ringo, he moves to the 4th as he slides around Max Stambaugh and Aaron Rutzel. These guys are throwing a blanket over each other here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, talk about giving respect to these guys. Throwing slide jobs and knowing how far they can push their race cars. Stanmore pulls a double slide job on James Ringo and Aaron Rutzel, but Stanmore goes with another slide job on Ringo, and Rutzel almost into the cockpit of James Ringo's car. They're very, very close into turn number 2 now.
Contact between Aaron Rutzel and James Ringo. Aaron Rutzel receives the worst end of that. How about Chris Bell? He's checked out. He's saying na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye. He's coming around this time to 3 and 4 on the bottom. We're gonna have 4 laps to go here at LaSalle.
I tell you what, I'm almost losing my voice. I guarantee after this feature race and after this last couple of laps for this 3rd spot, I will have lost it. But Stanmore and Ringo now as they make contact again. Oh, Rutzel getting into the side of James Ringo, but here comes brother Nick Ringo to the inside of Aaron Rutzel. We got a yellow flag with 3 to go, so when we go green next time, it's going to be a green-white checker.
Green-white checker. Oh my goodness, folks, 2-lap shootout here. I believe Chris Bell, he's got the inside line to win this as long as Kevin J. Holly, doesn't stay right on his tail tank at the restart. Chris Bell has had a dominating car from about the midpoint on. Chris Bell, a wonderful, wonderful kid out of Norman, Oklahoma, just suffered a fairly serious car accident last night. He got checked out at the hospital. He's okay, so he's still with us tonight. Thank goodness. Certainly an up-and-coming racer in the real world. Kevin J. Holly, he's in 2nd. He's certainly an improving sim driver as well. But Nick Ringo, he's starting to climb back from falling out of the top 10 there with the incident with his brother.
Yeah, it's obviously the guys are not meant to make contact with each other, not wheel each other, but it's just hard racing between the Open Wheel Outlaws and the True Speed guys. And obviously they've got respect for each other. They know how far they can push it, but you know, racing, in my eyes, it was a racing deal when the two guys just come together. But you know, nonetheless, it's Christopher Bell, who is your race leader with virtually 2 laps to go. So we're going to have a green-white checker when we go green next time by. It should be Kevin J. Holly sitting there in second, Aaron Russell third, Nick Ringo fourth. Actually, they're just fighting over who's third and fourth, but I think it's like, you know, I can't even split it. But Max Stamble rounds out the top 5, and you go back to Ryan Maguire, Kyle Shaw, Gary Maguire, Kyle Gruber, and Adam Gawitska round out the top 10. Christopher Bell going to lead us to the green flag.
Alrighty then, cars are rolling by single file. Chris Bell, he stands on the loud pedal. We're back green flag racing here at LaSalle. 2 laps to go. Kevin J. Holly, he looks to the outside of Chris Bell. Coming out of 2, Chris Bell gets a really good drive. Battle's going to be for 3rd and 4th. And actually, we got a slide job for 2nd here. Aaron Russell, they're 3 wide coming out of 2 on the white flag lap for 2nd.
Yeah, not sure, but Aaron Russell's just been kicked, so 1.5 a lap to go for Christopher Bell now. Here comes Stamble on the top side, Ringo on the bottom, Holly on the top. Who's going to take 2nd and 3rd to the line? It's going to be Ringo taking him 2nd. Christopher Bell is your winner, Nick Ringo 2nd. Holly 3rd, Stamble 4th, Ryan Maguire 5th. Gary Maguire 6th, Kyle Shaw 7th, James Ringo 8th, 9th is Kyle Gruber, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be Peyton Pierce.
What a race for Christopher Bell. Had a little bit of trouble there running down Chase Briscoe at the beginning, but Chase having big trouble there about midpoint. So Chris Bell, a dominant, I mean, just seriously, just whooping everybody's tail tonight here at LaSalle. Nick Ringo gets it done, climbs back up into the top 2. He passes Kevin J. Holly and Max Stambaugh on the last lap in the last corner. He takes the 2nd spot. Kevin J. Holly, no slouch at all in sim racing. He rounds out your top 3. We'll get an interview with those folks here in just a moment. But, Brett, what was your thoughts on the battle for 2nd through 10th? I mean, you could just throw a blanket over everybody.
Yeah, that whole race, the whole 30-lap feature race, it was just guys, you know, slide job after slide job. And I remember Max Stamble put a double slide job on Russell and Ringo, and they were just 3 wide at one stage. But, you know, the top 2 to 10, no matter who it was at the time, it's just, mate, it's an awesome sight to see when you see guys, you know, just throw slide job after slide job on such a small track, and not really fit anyone a wheel. So it was a very interesting and fun race, and well done to Christopher Bell.
Most definitely. You know, somebody I'd like to point out as having a good night is Kyler Shaw. First night he's run the midgets. You know, he finishes in the top 10. Solid finish for him. He's actually an up-and-coming sim driver as well.
Certainly is, and you know, he said before that he was Ringo Shush. He said before he wasn't expecting to make the AMA, but he transferred directly in, so it was a good job on him. And Justin, I believe he's standing by the top 3.
3rd place finisher Kevin J. Holly. You had your hands full there with the last couple laps there, and Kevin, tell us how that run went.
It was a lot of fun. Especially tonight, this track was real racy, so there was a good bottom, good top. Everyone was kind of feeling their way through for the first couple laps, and then right around about the 35 lap mark, man, it got crazy. Everyone was throwing sliders, and it's all good and fun. Everyone was having a good time and racing hard. So 3rd place is all right. I would have liked to have 2nd, but Ringo snuck in and got me there, so kudos to him. And then, of course, Bell wins, so surprise, surprise there.
Most definitely. And Kevin, you're no slouch yourself. You certainly got it done here when we were on our off week with another commitment here at ATV Live. Kevin, you know, just tell us what it's like, you know, having, you know, 10, 15 guys battling for the top 5 every week and just throwing sliders, you know, just about every corner. It seemed like, especially here at LaSalle.
Yeah, I don't get the chance to race the late models a whole lot, so I don't know what their competition's like. But for me, the Sunday night power ideal with SIMPro is probably the best racers on dirt for sure around. I mean, any week you can have, you know, 10 cars that are in the pits show up and win. So it's just a good show for everyone to watch, and it's a heck of a lot of fun to be behind the wheel.
Kevin, I want to congratulate you on your win for the off week, but I also want to congratulate you on your podium tonight. Kevin, give your sponsors and fans a big shout out here on ATV Live.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Justin. First of all, appreciate you guys for putting this on the internet and letting us go back and kind of watch a replay and see what you guys say about us. But OWO, those are my guys, man. Those are my bros. So it's fun having them around. And then John Vance Motors, and really just also thanks to Bo Bruning for putting this stuff together.
Most definitely, folks. That's Kevin J. Holly, your third-place finisher. And moving on, Nick Ringo from True Speed Motorsports. Nick, you had some trouble there about midway or so. You fell back just about outside the top 10. You climbed your way back up, and on the last lap, last corner, you snuck your way from 4th to 2nd. Tell us how crazy that run was.
No, it was good at first. I started 9th, I think, and was up to 2nd, and then on a restart, I kind of made contact with Gerhardt, and it just turned me sideways, and I spun out. I went back to, like, I think it was 16th, and made my way back up to top 10, and then they had a yellow, and then I just started working up through there from there. But it was crazy. It was one of the hardest races I've ever had to do.
Now, just for the folks that don't get a chance to run these midget cars, they might knock them, they may not like them. Just tell us just how absolute out of your mind crazy those last 10-15 laps from 2nd on back were. I mean, you being right in the middle of it, it had to have been absolutely just insane, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I about spun it out a few times, but it was just one of those things where everyone was so even. It seemed like that. You could just pull sliders on each other like nothing,
Most definitely. And Nick, I want to congratulate you. It's been a while since we've seen you on the podium. Go ahead and give your True Speed fans a big shout out.
Yeah, I got to thank everybody with True Speed. They do a lot for us, and I got to thank everybody here, Bo Brunig and all those guys that put this on. Power Eye, they came on to here with Bo and doing the midget stuff. Outback Used Kangaroos. And I got to thank you guys for doing the broadcast, because it makes it pretty interesting for us to watch at the end after everything's over, and then be able to see what other people are seeing.
Most definitely. And again, folks, that's Nick Ringo. He finished 2nd, but the guy who gets it done had a bit of a stiff car accident last night. He's okay. Christopher Bell, driver from Norman, Oklahoma. Chris, congratulations, and tell us how you got it done.
It was a lot of fun. I knew the top might be a little bit quicker, but I figured people would make mistakes up there. The cushion was kind of hard to eat along with, so kind of devoted myself to the bottom and ended up paying off. I'm not sure what happened there with old Briscoe at first, but I feel bad if I got into him. But other than that, pretty good run. Couldn't be more proud of the OWO guys. I know we were all pretty much in the top 5 there. I don't know. I think Andrew Felker ended up dropping connection, but I know he would have been up there in the top 5 with us as well.
Now tell us about your friend Andrew Felker. He's actually the points leader going into the final Power Eye National Midget event, in real life. So tell us a little bit about him and just how serious of a racer he is. I know you've had the pleasure of racing with him with your Rustin Racing Development crew here just not too long ago.
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of Andrew. Raced against each other for many years now, and I know he's been struggling quite a bit in the past couple of years with bad luck with the midget, but this year he's finally got it figured out, and looks like he's going to win the championship. I'm very proud of him, and couldn't be happier for him.
Now, Chris, I mean, you had quite a wonderful run here. You're an up-and-coming driver in real life in motorsports, running with Rick Ferkel, running the Fast Series, the Outlaws, in an All-Star event, I do believe. Chris, just tell us what the last couple months have really been for you, and just how crazy it is, the racing life really.
The last couple of months have definitely been ups and downs. We've with the parting ways with the Melmark Racing operation was pretty tough, and then go up to the Rick Ferkel Racing deal and run 410 sprint cars for Rick, especially with a car owner like Rick, who's such well known. It's kind of cool just to walk around the pit area with him and to know he's your car owner and he can give you tips, and he's one of the best setting up these sprint cars, so it gives you a lot of confidence every time you push off.
I mean, Chris, how does it feel to, have a car owner that's as prominent as Rick Ferkel, the guy who finished 2nd to Steve Kinsler the very first year the World of Outlaws was ever run?
It's pretty cool. It's awesome getting to hear some of Rick's stories. He has countless stories, and I know probably haven't even heard half of them, but I always enjoy them, and he tells me what it was like racing back in the day with no money, and he used to tell me he'd go to Pennsylvania, race 3 nights, make $60, and that'd be enough money to cover his expenses and then some. So it's pretty crazy how the racing has changed over the years.
Most definitely. And Chris, I know you got a long list of guys to give a big shout out to. Go ahead and give them that big old group a big old shout out here on ETV Live.
I got to give a big thanks to Kenny Brown and all the Power Eye guys for getting involved in the sim racing. I would like to see a lot more cars starting to get on here. If there's anybody out there watching, just go ahead and hop on in. It's a lot of fun, and it's a pretty accurate simulation. And then, of course, Bo Brunig and ETV guys are putting on such a heck of a show. I actually watched the broadcast for the first time tonight in a long time, and it was an awesome event. And then last but not least, all the Open Wheel Outlaw guys. They worked really hard on their setups this week, and it showed tonight. We were pretty dominant, running qualified, I think, top 3 spots for the Open Wheel Outlaw guys, and then winning almost every heat race, and then running top 5 most of the race before some mishaps happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's your winner for tonight from LaSalle Speedway. Christopher Bell gets it done. He puts one on the field tonight. And Brett, I hear you have something to say about TJ's pit stop.
Yeah, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in it online, and obviously not many people would have picked this up, and you know, John wouldn't pick this up with the cameras, but TJ Johnson. Now, obviously, you don't see guys on a dirt oval take a pit stop. I see Thomas Johnson. Yes, I've seen Thomas Johnson, one of the admins, and also who does the UDSRA, take a pit stop. I think it was with about 3, maybe even 5 to go. So he didn't take one of them, but he took 2 of them. So yeah, Thomas Johnson taking 2 pit stops in a dirt race.
Something you don't normally see, you know, especially in real life, and let alone here, you know, on the dirt in the sim. Thomas Johnson taking a couple pit stops, but Brett. You know, again, great racing tonight. You know, the racing just keeps getting better week to week to week. And I certainly want to, you know, congratulate Bo Brunig. He's your points champion. He clinches tonight just by showing up. Did not have that great of a run, went out early in the A-main. But for Brett Wheeler, I want to congratulate him on possibly landing a commentating job here in the United States. And for Magic Fingers, John Wessling, my name is Justin Rosenau. We want to say good night to you. We'll see you tomorrow night for Real Sim Racing, 9:20 p.m. at Dover International Speedway. So again, for everybody, have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.